really excited to share some of my best organizing tips with you. I also did a video of my decluttering tips and you can watch that here, but today we're going to be talking about organizing. My first tip is to make sure that everything in your space has a home. If you find yourself picking up things day after day and kind of just putting them somewhere, not really having a specific place that when you pick it up, you know exactly where that thing belongs, you need to either get rid of that item or to designate a home for it. This leads me into my second tip, which is if something does not have a home and you're having trouble finding a spot where this item should belong, then maybe it's something to consider decluttering. I've tried in the past having a basket for these types of items where I put them when I don't really know where they go or when it's something that I need to deal with or fix or mend. But I've found that it's simpler just to declutter in the first place rather than having a junk drawer or junk basket that needs to be dealt with later. Organizing your home can be incredibly overwhelming, especially if you have a lot of things. Even if you've decluttered the majority of your stuff, it still can be really overwhelming to consider approaching the task of getting organized. This leads me into my third tip, which is to take it one area at a time. Now, you might be picturing a problem area in your home, such as a closet or a room, and thinking even the idea of just tackling that one closet or room is extremely overwhelming. But I don't mean to take it necessarily room by room unless a room by itself isn't too overwhelming for you. Sometimes you need to break it down into even smaller increments. So for example, if you need to organize your kitchen, just focus on one drawer today. If you have a closet you need to tackle, just choose one shelf and deal with that one shelf. It may even simply be dealing with one bin on a specific shelf. Break it up into small enough increments that you can feel like you got a win when you're finished that task and you're not procrastinating or putting it off because the idea of tackling it is so overwhelming to you. This will help to keep you motivated and on a roll so that you can accomplish one small area each day, and over the long term will help your home to get more organized than it would if you tried to tackle a large area and took everything apart and then got overwhelmed and it stays in a state of disorder for a long time because it's just that overwhelming. Number 4 is that if you have areas in your home that never seem to stay organized, no matter how you try to clean them up or organize them, that's an area to consider creating a system for. So my go-to example for this is that I had trouble with when my kids would come home from school and they would empty their backpacks and their folders and there would be papers everywhere. It was a daily occurrence and it was very frustrating to me. I didn't want them to be emptying out their backpacks all over the floor. However, they were excited to take out their folders and to show me what they had done at school that day. And so I needed to create a system that would work, that would keep us organized with that influx of papers on a daily basis. My solution was as simple as purchasing a little wire basket from the dollar store, which we put on a nearby shelf. And so when the kids come home from school and they hang up their backpacks, they can empty their folder papers into that specific folder basket. This way they get to show me their papers, I get to look through their papers and decide what to keep and what to hang up on the fridge. But the papers are not all over the floor because they have that designated home as well as a system or routine in place that we do every day when we come home from school. My final organizing tip for you today is to find the system that works really well for you and your personality. There are a lot of different types of organizing out there, and they are not all going to work for you and your family. You may be the type of person that wants everything to be hidden away behind closed doors, and it doesn't really matter what it looks like behind the doors as long as you can't see the stuff. You may be the type of person who likes to have all of your stuff out on display in orderly rows, and if you tried to do the organization system where everything is hidden away, it simply wouldn't work well for you and wouldn't be maintainable over a long period of time. You and your children might be the type of people who you just want all of the toys in one large toy box, and that is how the toys are put away and organized. On the opposite extreme, you could be the type of person who organizes all of the Legos out into little tiny bins by color. Or perhaps you're somewhere in the middle and all of the dolls go in this basket and all of the Legos go in this box and all of the cars go in this bin. You may not have the patience to sort out all of the Legos by type, or on the other hand, if you're the kind of person that really works well for, having one large toy box that everything gets thrown in might really bother you, knowing that that toy box is so disorganized and messy inside. So it's really important to determine what organizing style works really well for you and your family, and to be okay with the fact that your organization might not necessarily look like everyone else's. As long as you feel like you are clutter-free and organized, that is the important thing that matters. It is your home, and so it's something that you need to be able to realistically and sustainably maintain. If these tips were helpful to you, please go ahead and like this video, and then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out a lot. And if you ring that little bell button, you'll get notified every time I upload a new video so that you won't miss out on any of my future content. I'm Katie Mixon, and I love to help busy moms to declutter and simplify their lives so that you can spend less time cleaning and organizing and more time with your kids and living the life that you want to. I would love to hear what your best organizing tip is, so please comment that down below so we can keep the conversation going and we can all share and learn from each other. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in the next video.